Good evening, viewers. My name is Imran. I'm a UK and international tax specialist. Today, I'm here with another interesting and important topic, highly tested in ACCA, ACA, and CTA exam. Very useful for the graduate studying accountancy and finance. Also useful for the business owner who wish to understand how this corporation tax payments work for a small and large company in the UK. So stay with me. I will explain to you this topic in more detail with example and illustration, which will help you to understand the topic in like much better, and you'll be able to answer your question in exam very smoothly. So as I say, it's very useful for ACCA, ACA, and CTA student. Also helpful, it will help you to work out your installment payment for corporation tax purpose for a large company. For example, if you're an accountant, you're working with a large company, or you're working for a large company, and or you're just a finance assistant, and you wish to know how you could work out your corporation tax installment. So this slide is for you. So the payment of corporation tax. So if a company is small, the rule is that they need to pay corporation tax 9 months and 1 day after the end of the accounting period. For example, if a small company with the accounting period ended 31st of December 2023, they will pay corporation tax by 1st of October 2024. That is very basic. You constantly receiving letters from HMRC. If you have a limited company, the HMRC would, there's almost always a payment notification, and they're requesting payment 9 months after 1 day for the accounting period ended 31st of December 2023. Then the large company, however, the rules are different for the large company. So the large and very large companies are required to pay their taxes by installment. So a large company is the one whose profit for the accounting period in question are more than 1.5 million augmented profit, but less than 20 million. To work out augmented profit, you need to add dividend to the total taxable profit. I have uploaded other videos on corporation tax computation. If you look at those videos, we deduct the dividend because the dividend is not taxable for corporation tax purpose. However, to work out your augmented profit, you have to add the dividend to the total taxable profit. This would help you to work out your augmented profit, and then you decide if your company would be subject to corporation tax via installment, or the company will pay corporation tax via installment. So further points to remember: the 1.5 million limit is proportionately reduced where the company accounting period is less than 12 months, and a company whose and the same would be for a very large company with augmented profit exceed 20 million. So you need to reduce it for based on the length of accounting period. Installment due date. Very important to remember is that the first payment is due on 14th of month 7, counting from the start of the accounting period. For example, if your accounting period began on 1st of January 2024, so and ended on or in will end on 31st of December 2024, so you are required to make first payment or first installment on 14th of July 2024. So that is month 7 from, so counting from the start of the accounting period. The subsequent payment are each due 3 months after the previous installment. So the final payment is 3 months after 3 months 14 days after the end of the accounting period. So the interest will be charged if the installment payment is late. This example, a UG Limited with an accounting period ended 31st of March 2023, the installment payment dates will be, so the first installment will be on 14th day of the month 7, counting from the start of this accounting period. So that will be, so remember, if the accounting period end on 31st of March 2023, so that period began on the 1st of April 2022. So start from 1st of April So then, so the month 7th from the 1st of April will be October. So 14th of October 2022 is the first installment date. The next one is on 14th of July, which is literally 3 months after the 14th of October. And then the other one will be 14th of April. The final will be is 14th of July 2023. So remember, the final payment cannot be later than 3 months and 14 days from the end of the accounting period. So remember that by heart or put it in your brain, because in exam you will be highly tested on this basis, especially when accounting period is shorter than 12 months. So how to calculate your installment amount? So the installment amount is 3 divided by n. So the formula is 3 divided by n multiplied by estimated corporate tax liability, where n represents the number of months in the accounting period. If the accounting period is 12 months long, then each installment will be 3 divided by 12, 3 divided by 12. So there will be 4 installments, and that's calculated based on 3 divided by n multiplied by estimated corporate tax liability. Why are we using the word estimated? Because for a large company, the installment began within the accounting period. It means the accounting period didn't end yet. However, HMRC would require you to pay the first installment. For example, if your accounting period ending on 31st of December 2024, HMRC would require you to make the first installment on 14th of July 2024. The question is how. So you need to use estimation. So HMRC expects you to work out your profit. So for example, now the June is just gone, June 2000, say 2024. Then the year is just halfway through. So then you need to, based on the 6 month result, you need to work out the future 6 months as well using estimation. Then work out your installment and pay the first installment to HMRC. So the second installment will be due on the 14th of October. However, because now the 9 months gone, it's very easy to work it out, because based on 9 months and then you add 3 months more, so is, but still there will be underpayment and overpayment, because you cannot work it out exactly. So the way you need to work it out is to take the trading profit, add back depreciation, deduct add back any disallowed expenses, claim capital allowances, deduct capital allowances. So that's how you need to work out your taxable profit. However, the things could be complicated if the accounting period is shorter than 12 months. For a 10 months accounting period, the first 3 installments will be 3 divided by 10, the same formula, 3, and the number of months is 10. So 3 divided by 10 multiplied by estimated corporate tax liability. For 7 months, it will be 3 divided by 7, 3 divided by 7, and 1 divided by 7, because only there will be 3 installments based on the length of the period. For 6 months, there will be only 2 installments, 3 divided by 6 and 3 divided by 6. It's unlikely accounting period is 6 months. Usually it's 12 months or a bit less. However, just keep an eye at the examiner, so pay attention. So, but if you, as long as you remember the formula, you'll be able to handle the question. Or in the real world as well, you'll be able to calculate your installment. Assume a company with the profit of 2 million for the year ending 31st of March. Corporate tax liability is 400,000. So the accounting period is 12 months long. So each installment will be 3 divided by 12 multiplied by the corporate tax liability. So that is 100,000 each installment. So the first installment of 100,000 will be due for the payment on 14th of October. Remember, 6 months and 14 days. So that from the start of the accounting period. So it's mean like in the month 7, so 14 days of month 7 from the start of the accounting period. So accounting period started on 1st of April. So the month 7 will be 14th of October. Um, like the month, the 14th days of the month 7. So that will be 14th of October. So the next one will be 3 months after. So that 14th of January and then 14th of April. The last one cannot be later than 3 months after the end of the accounting period. So that will be 14th of July 2023. Here is another example. A large company with only 7 months of accounting period ended 31st of March. It means the accounting period began on the 1st of September. So 7 months long, and with the corporation tax liability of 700,000. So the first, remember, work out number of installments. So there are 3 installments based on the length of accounting period. Then calculate the tax payable for each installment. The formula is 3 divided by n multiplied by the tax liability. So remember, based on the length of period, this will be 3 installments. So 3 divided by 7, 3 divided by 7, and 1 divided by 7. So first installment due on 14th of month 7, counting from the start of the accounting period. So the next one will be 3 months after, so that will be 14th of June. However, the final one will be cannot be later than 14th of July because the accounting period ended on 31st of March. So the final payment should be no later than 3 months and 14 days from the end of accounting period. So it will fall on 14th of July. So it means you'll pay on 14th of June. The final one will be right 1 month after, which will be 14th of July because the accounting period is shorter. So that is a summary for 7 months period. So the first one is 14th of March. So 300,000 on 14th of June. The second payment will be 300,000 on 14th of July. The third payment will be 100,000. So the total payment is 700,000. Now, if a company is a part of, there's another point to remember. If a company is a part of group, so then we need to divide the large company limit of 1.5 million by number of 51% group companies. So it also includes the company itself. So the number of related 51% group company is determined by the reference to number of such company at the end of the immediately preceding accounting period of the entity. For example, if you're going to determine if the company is large or small for the current accounting period, so you need to work out number of group of companies, 51% related company in the previous accounting period. So that is the rule. So the definition include the worldwide companies. Okay, not only UK company, you need to include if there's a company in Germany, Italy, you need to add these as well, as long as they are 51% related. So there is example, Coal Limited, so own 100% of A, which in turn owns C Limited. So the coal effectively hold more than 51% of C. However, look at the B one, the B ownership, the coal A forming a group with A forming a group with C. So however, with the B is only 49%. So which is less than 50%. D is only 45%. So B and D is out of the group, a part of group, but they're not 51% related. So you need to be very careful. And then there's further information. The parent company prepare accounts to 31st of March each year. On the 1st of August, so the coal acquired 91% of E. So that is during 31st of March 2023. Now assume that the parent company has augmented profit of 470,000 for 31st of March 2023. So we need to find out whether the coal need to pay corporation tax installment by not corporation, whether they're required to pay corporation tax by installment. So the company had paid the corporation tax installment for 31st. The company was large in the previous accounting period. So whether they need to pay corporation tax by installment in the accounting period ended 31st of March 2023. So the rules, remember. So we need to determine 51% related companies at the end of the previous accounting period. So that is the important rule. So remember, in the previous accounting period, coal hold A Limited. So the parent company also effectively hold more than 51% in C Limited. So there are 3 companies. B and D can be ignored because ownership is less than 50%. E was not a part of group in that accounting period. It was later acquired in this accounting period ended 31st of March 2023. Hence, only there are 3 companies. Also ignore any dormant companies. Sometime, even if the dormant company is on 100%, you need to ignore this. So as of 31st of March 2022, there was only 3 companies, 51% related. So this 1.5 million limit will be divided by 3 companies. So that would give you a revised limit of 500,000. As the parent's augmented profit for March 2023 is 470, so hence installment is not due for the accounting period 31st of March 2023. Remember, also ignore dormant companies. Another point to remember is when they augmented, in some cases, a company can be large, they're having augmented profit more than 1.5 million, but um, but if they're but still they're not required to pay corporation tax by installment if they were not large or they were not paid or they were not large in the previous 12 months. So at the previous accounting period, if they were not large, they were not paying tax by installment, and in this current accounting period, their augmented profit exceed 1.5 million, but less than 10 million, so they are not required to pay corporation tax by installment. So the 10 million limit is divided by number of 51% related companies. Secondly, some groups are very large. Some group will have a subsidiary of more than 300. If you divide, I currently work for a large company, so with more subsidiary, like subsidiary of 250. So then in this case, if you divide this 1.5 limit by 250 subsidiary, so in this case, the augmented revised limit would reach to 6,000 per entity. So if there is one entity whose corporation tax is only 10,000 in that case, okay, so in this case, that company will not pay tax on installment basis. Remember, the HMRC charging company on stand-alone basis. The rule is to work out if the company is large, so the augmented profit limit, the threshold of 1.5 million is divided by a number of entities. So for instance, there's one company, a small company recently started, but is a part of the group, and their taxable and their corporation tax liability is less than the is a part of big group, but the corporation tax liability is less than 10,000. So this company will not pay corporation tax by installment. Just remember this one as well. Thanks for watching. I do have other videos on corporation tax computation, introduction to corporation tax. Also, I have several videos on employment taxes which cover taxable benefit, for example, car benefit, living accommodation, transfer of asset, beneficial loan. Also, I have videos on exempt benefit. The list is quite long, so I will be making more videos on capital gain taxes and inheritance taxes. So you can subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any important videos. Thanks you for watching. If you do have any queries or questions, drop me a line or two. I'm happy to answer your queries. I'm wishing you a very good night.